I wasn't planning on making a video today, but gosh darn it, Konami, things you do to me. Your turn, Yugi boy. What is up, guys? This is Linthio coming at you with a really weird discussion. Konami have released a blog saying adjustments to the Forbidden Unlimited cards list plus one errata literally seconds ago. And I've been absolutely flooded with this, and of course I'm doing a video on it because, you know, anything like this is pretty important. To summarize, they're basically talking about there's a lot of buzz around the Performer Pal and Performer Mage deck, as we all know, and basically they've come out with a quote-unquote adjust list, which, starting from the 8th of February, Plush Fire is banned, Damage Juggler, or forbidden I should say, so Plush Fire, Damage Juggler, Ptolemaeus are banned, forbidden. Skull, Crobat, Joker, Monkey Board, and Luster Pendulum are limited. They've errated Pendulum Sorcerer to basically be like, instead of equal to the number of monsters, it's equal to the number of cards. We all knew that anyway, that's just clearing up a little bit of confusion. But there's an interesting thing with this. I don't know how many people would remember around back in the day when we had the first emergency list or emergency ban list with Dad Days, the Teledad Days. This is basically the closest we've been to an emergency ban since then. I have never, and I cannot remember off the top of my head, the time when something like this has happened, when they've come out and said we need to address some of these issues. It's kind of a really weird thing, the adjust list, the idea of an adjust list. And they come out and say that basically we're not allowing this as sanctioned events. It's a very important thing to note that they are only saying it's not allowed as sanctioned events, but at locals and different things like that, it's fine. But my argument is, why would you want to play a deck at locals that can't be played anywhere else? Now, the argument, and I'm one of the biggest people to argue this, is they enjoy the deck. I get that. People who enjoy the deck will play it with their friends anyway, as they've pointed out in their blog. But with the adjust list, they just can't play it at big sanctioned events like regionals and YCSs and everything like that. With locals, the whole idea for a good amount of people is that they go to locals to test a deck. So this Pepe deck, what's the point in playing it, because you can't test it for big events. So testing a deck is quite pointless. It's really weird, and the way they announced it on the blog is also really weird for me. The way that they've come out and said it's an adjust list kind of makes me think, well, is it an adjust list? Like, why can't you have just said, okay, we're just going to come out with a ban list now? I get that they're saying they don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction, and they've seen how Pepe actually works in the OCG and the power that it has over here, because it has basically swept the whole meta. Come on now, guys, let's face it, Monarchs can only do so much against full power Pepe. I don't know why they just didn't wait a little bit. There's no real big, huge tournaments. I guess there's regionals every now and then. The biggest kind of event after the 8th of February is YCS Prague, which I will be attending. And it's kind of weird that people have, you know, spent the money on this deck, gone out and really picked up a lot of these cards, and now it's just kind of pointless. Everything's going to drop in price, and looking at the set now, Breakers of Shadow, everything in that is kind of going to drop. Maybe Cosmos might go back up in price. Honestly, anything that's kind of centered towards fixing the game and making it a playable kind of meta that everyone can kind of enjoy. I know you can't really make everyone enjoy it and no one will always be happy, but something like this is kind of nice to see, but at the same time it could have probably been structured a lot better. I guess that this is, because it's on the American site, I guess this, you know, applies to everyone, but we don't know over in Europe. I imagine this is going to apply to everyone, and I'm sure this will be announced for us as well to make sure that we are up to speed on this, but it's just, the whole thing is really weird. I don't really remember the emergency ban all that much, if I'm completely honest, back in 2000 and whenever it was. But one of the important things to note is they ask, are we going to have an adjust list from now on halfway between Forbidden and Limited list? And the answer is probably not. This is only an extreme case, but we'll see how it goes. So that's basically a confirming this isn't an emergency ban list, and this is the steps that they're taking to say that, hey, this is a problem. Honestly, I didn't actually think Pepe was that much of a problem, like how Dark Arm Dragon deck was back in the day. That was just ridiculous. Pepe is a big, powerful deck, the best deck of the format, or was the best deck of the format, RIP. But I never thought it was actually that much of a problem in their eyes that they needed to do an emergency ban list. So I want to know what you guys think of the adjust list / emergency ban list. Do you think it's a really bold move for Konami to actually make? Do you think it's really bad on the players who have actually spent the money on this game? Or do you just think, meh, I don't really understand what to think of it anymore? So let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.